Hello, everyone, and welcome to the classroom. Today's letter of the day is the letter Y. Do you have a Y in your name? If your name has letter Y, stand up. I have a Y in my name. If your name has letter Y, stand up. If your name has letter Y, if your name has letter Y, if your name has letter Y, stand up. Well, Y is for yak. And today we're going to read a story called The Yak Who Yelled Yuck. So I decorated my letter Y with some yucky things, some bits of paper, some candy wrappers. Oh, there's gum paper, just trash, just little bits of trash. Yuck. Today, Y is for the yak who yelled yuck. If you don't want to put yucky things on your letter Y, just color it yellow because Y is also for yellow. Well, now that we can recognize letter Y, we'll practice writing it. Let me show you how. To make an uppercase letter Y, you make a letter V at the top and a line down below. That's uppercase Y. Let's practice. So first you're going to make a letter V at the top and a line down below. Letter V at the top and a line down below, just like this. Upstairs V, downstairs line. Upstairs, downstairs. Well, this is the uppercase Y, but every letter has two, an uppercase and a lowercase. Lowercase Y looks like this. Slide this way, slide that way. A little slide and then a big slide. Let's practice making the lowercase Y. You're going to start downstairs and then slide all the way into the basement. This way, that way. This way, that way. This way, and that way. Well, I want to give you a sticker. I know you are listening and learning, and I know you're going to practice those letter Ys. Well, now it's time to talk about the sound that letter Y makes. Letter Y makes this sound. E, E, E. Can you make that sound too? E, E, E. Spread out your tongue, and it kind of goes between your chewers. E, 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 as in yell. Why don't you say yell? E, E, as in yell. Well, we're going to play a little game, and you're going to get to yell. I'm going to show you a picture on the screen. If it looks like something yummy, then yell yummy. If it looks like something yucky, then yell yucky. Are you ready to play? Okay, here we go. The first picture shows an ice cream cone. Yummy. Next, broccoli. You may think that's yummy. Somebody else may think yucky. What do you want to yell? Yummy or yucky? I like broccoli, so I'll say yummy. Ooh, what about this? Cupcakes. Yummy. Uh-oh, look at this apple. It's rotten. Yucky. Yucky. That's not nice. That's not good. Oh, what about potato chips? Yummy. And what about this banana? Looks a little old. Inside it might look good, but on the outside it looks kind of yucky. And strawberries. Yummy. Well, letter Y says as in yell. Let's use that sound for blending. Can you help me remember what the vowels are? The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. Well, we're going to put letter Y in the front, and we're going to blend these sounds together. And I brought the vowel people to help us remember the vowel sounds. We know what letter Y sounds like. We just practiced it. Y as in yell. And A says ah, as in achoo. Y, ah, y, ah, yeah, yeah. Let's put a letter K at the end. K says, as in karate, k, k. Yak, yak, yak. That's what we're learning about today. All right, let's do Y-E. E looks like old man E's ear. And E says, yeah, yeah. Let's put a letter S at the end. Yes. 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 Let's do the next one. I looks like an icky, sticky lollipop. Yeah. 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 As in yippee. O has a sore throat and says ah, ah, yeah, yeah. Okay, last one. U has a tummy ache and says yeah. Let's put a letter M at the end and see if we can read this real word. All right, this is yeah. And M says, yum, yum, yum. Well, you did a great job with our blending and reading time. Now it's time for sight words. We have 3 new sight words this week. C-O-M-E. That word is come. Can you say come? H-E-R-E. That word is here. Can you say here? I see letter Y. Y-O-U. That word is you. Can you say you? Let's practice those sight words by reading our letter Y reader. Everything on this page is going to start with letter Y. Are you ready? Come here, you yarn. Come here, you yak. Come here, you yogurt. Very good. Well, it is time now for math. And for math today, we're going to have to help the yak get down to the grass so he can say yum. We're going to count from 1 to 20. Draw a line as we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, let's stop right there for just a moment. After number 9, we come to number 10, which is 1, 0. The next number will be 1, 1, and then 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. You can see a pattern here. 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, and then 20. So that will help us as we know, so we'll know which way to go. So here's 1, 0, that's 10. Now find 1, 1, that's 11, 12, 1, 2, 13, that's 1, 3, 14, 1, 4, 15, 1, 5, 16, 17, 18, 1, 8, 19, 1, 9, and 2, 0 is 20. And we help the yak get all the way to that yummy grass. Well, in our story today, the yak is going to say yuck, not yummy, not at the beginning of the book anyway. I know something that's really yucky, mold. I have some bread here, and we're going to use it for our science activity today. We're going to try to grow mold on this piece of bread. Now, before we do that, let's talk about what mold is. If you could see mold under a microscope, it would look like this. Really close up, you can see that mold looks fuzzy, doesn't it? Mold is a fungus. In order for mold to grow, it sends out spores, kind of like seeds. But unlike plants, mold cannot make its own food. So when mold sends out those spores or seeds into the air, sometimes they land on things like bread and they start eating the bread. As they eat the bread, they grow. More and more and more mold will continue to grow on the bread. Now, there are two things that mold really likes to make it grow faster. Moisture, so I have some water here. I'm just going to sprinkle some water on the bread. And the other thing that mold really likes, and the thing that makes it grow really quickly, is darkness. So I'm going to put the bread into this brown paper sack. It's dark in there. Can you see the bread? I'm going to close the sack so it's even darker. We'll put it on the shelf right here. We'll have to wait some days to see if the mold starts to grow on our bread. Well, that was our science activity for today, and now it's time for art, and we're going to make a yak. So let's head to the art table, and I'll show you how. Well, here we are at the art table, and we're going to make a yak for art. First, I have an empty toilet tube, and I'm going to just flatten it. I'm going to cut a little of it off because yaks aren't very tall. So I want the yak to be a little bit shorter. So I'm just cutting a little piece of the toilet roll off. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a letter C from the side right here. And you might have to get a grown-up if the cardboard is hard for you to cut. We're basically cutting the letter C from the side. Let me show you. That looks like letter C. We're going to turn it this way because actually those are going to be the legs for the yak. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a horn right there at the top. To make the horn, I'm just going to cut out a shape that kind of looks like a crescent or kind of almost like a moon shape. Something like that. I'm going to glue that right here to the middle. At the top. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a face. Now here I use googly eyes, but you could also draw the eyes if you didn't have googly eyes. Now we're going to make the nose and the mouth. I just took a piece of pink paper. It doesn't have to be pink. And I cut out an oval. And I'm going to draw two nose holes and a mouth. And it looks like a happy face, doesn't it? That's going to go right here under the eyes. And the last thing is, yaks are very hairy. So you can add yarn right here at the top if you want to, or you could just draw some hair right there. So there you have it. That's our art project for today. We made a yak. It's time for story time, and the name of our book today is The Yak Who Yelled Yuck. There once was a young yak who hated trying new foods. One day, the young yak's father gave her a yellow banana. Yuck, yelled the yak without even taking a bite. The yak tossed the yellow banana into her neighbor's yard. The young yak's father gave her some yogurt. Yuck, yelled the yak. She tossed the yogurt into her neighbor's yard. The young yak's father gave her a yam. Yuck, yelled the yak. She tossed the yam into her neighbor's yard. A wise old yak lived next door to the young yak. He was in his yard playing with his yo-yo. The yam hit the wise old yak right in the head. Yikes! Yelled the wise old yak. Yoo-hoo, young yak, the wise old yak yelled over the fence. Yes, said the young yak. You should taste things before you yell yuck, said the wise old yak. The young yak leaped over the fence into her neighbor's yard. She tasted the yellow banana, the yogurt, and the yam. Yow-wee, said the young yak. These are yummy. Now she's not the yak who yelled yuck. Now she's the yak who yells yum. The end. Well, I hope you had some fun today with letter Y, and I hope I'll see you tomorrow. Z is for Zoomer. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you then.